Hey guys, Jingle Zero, how you doing? I hope all is well in YouTube land. Whatever part of the world that you are in. My part of the world, you can see fall is on us, soon to be winter. Getting ready for the winter. We're going to be working on our heat exchange and stuff today. Just getting ready for the winter time and the wintertime stuff that comes along with it. Time to bust out the hoodies. Shameless plug, if you need a hoodie, visit the website. I'll leave a link to our hoodies. They are really nice and warm, and with the hoodies, like the t-shirts and anything else, if you want just a plain hoodie, or you want a different logo or a different decal, or want it to say something else, shoot us a note, leave us a message, and we'll see if we can accommodate. Whatever we can do. So send us a message. If you want just a plain one, then let us know. If you want something else, if you want to say something else, one of our other designs, then just let us know, and we'll work with you. I have kind of slowed down a little bit on making videos. I'm actually not really quite sure what to video anymore. I mean, I've shared just about everything that we do. I've shared. There's going to be some other stuff that's coming up. We've got mealworms, and I've got a really cool new piece of gear that I'm going to share here in the very near future, within the next week or so. And but as far as, I just really don't know. You guys have seen us cut firewood. You've seen me build the heat exchanger. You've seen us run traps and hunt. We'll probably still do the occasional hunt video, the occasional let's go run a trap line, stuff like that. But I don't know that there's going to be as many videos for the time being, just because I really am staying pretty busy with my other business that I started, as far as fishing and bait fishing and stuff like that. And that's an actual business. It's so far okay. We're keeping our head above water, but that's taken it's taken a lot of time, a lot of effort. Anybody who runs a business knows. So, having said that, I figured I'd answer a couple of questions that I received in the past week or so. Your website looks really well done. Who designed it and who did it for you? Her name is Giovanna Smith. She runs her own business called Cedar Hill Marketplace. I'll leave a link to that, Cedar Hill. She's just a wonderful person. I love her to death. She's been very helpful. She's awesome. She works with us on new t-shirt designs and all that kind of stuff, and she does a great job. So if you're looking to make a website, or you know somebody who's looking to build a website, I would highly recommend her. She does great work, and she's been nothing but nice and responsive to me. So thank you, Giovanna, and I'll leave a link to her website. You can contact her, or you can contact her through the Contact Us section of my website, which is RankinsCreekRabbitry.com. Do I miss riding motorcycles? Every once in a while you get that just perfect, beautiful day, sunny, little bit of breeze. Yeah, I miss being out in the wind on those days. Overall, no, I don't miss the old life at all. I am so much more content and happy than I ever was, and I just don't miss it. When I left it behind, I completely and totally left it behind to forget about it and move on in a new direction, and that's what I did, and I haven't looked back. And I love it. I love the way that it is now. I'm happy to drive a truck rather than ride a motorcycle. Well, another thing, it was really hard to put a car seat on a motorcycle when we started having kids. So, do I miss it? Overall answer, no. Every once in a great while, maybe one day every couple of years, I was like, man, it'd be nice to be out in this. But other than that, no. Somebody asked if I tap maple trees in the wintertime. I do not. One, I'm not quite sure if our maple trees are the right kind of maple trees. Two, I don't have any of that kind of equipment. Three, I don't really have a whole lot of maple trees here in my area. There's a few maples here and there, but I don't think there would be enough for me to get any significant amount of sap or syrup or any of that kind of stuff. So that's not something that I do. So no. Do me and Bev visit often? Bev, from our half-acre homestead, we have adopted each other as brother and sister. I've adopted many brothers and sisters. We call it brothers and sisters through Christ, brothers and sisters through wannabe family, however it is that you want to put it. She's not, we get asked all the time if we're blood relatives. No, we're not blood relatives, but she is my sister and I love her. We visit on the phone a couple times every week. We'll call and chat, chit-chat, and stuff like that. And we only get to actually physically visit every couple of years, which is not enough. But you know, she's way up there in Canada land, and I'm way down here in Appalachia land. And I can't make road trips because of my wife's condition, where she's handicapped. So it's up to Bev to make the road trip down. So, but I think we may be doing one at some point in the future. So keep an eye out. And she's here. I'm quite sure we'll make a video about it. What is the smartest thing I have ever done on my homestead? Learning skills, any kind of skills that I can learn. Anytime any of our elders that live up and down the creek was talking about something, I would listen and try to learn and kind of experiment and do it. Even though I may not do those kind of things now, like I learned how to work my garden for the first few years. I was living this kind of a lifestyle probably about 7 or 8 years before we even started the YouTube channel. And for the first several years, probably 3 years, maybe even 4 years, I can't really remember, I worked my garden, which was down in this area down here of our property where our grow-up pen is now. I worked it by hand with a shovel and a hoe and a spade and a mattock, you know, like a pickaxe thing, but it was called a mattock. And I just learned from, you know, like listening to Uncle Bill and stuff, how to turn the dirt and chop it up and turn it again and that kind of stuff. And that's what I did. And even though I don't have to do that anymore now because my buddy Greg has a tiller, I'm glad that I learned how to do that so that in the future, if I need to, I can go back to that knowledge. So knowledge is something that can never be taken away from you, whether it be in a book form or memory form, or you learn something, you're watching a video, you see something cool, you make a note, jot it down. I'm a big fan of the pen and paper. That's a great invention because you can like make things later, and even if you don't have any power, you can still read. So yeah, just jotting down notes and learning everything that I can. It was probably the best thing that I did because it enabled me. One, it gave me the confidence to kind of learn other things and to move in different directions and try other things, and not to be afraid to fail, because to me, the only failure is something that you didn't try. If you tried and it didn't work, well, you tried, and you can fail again, but you will fail better, and eventually you'll try to figure it out and get it to work. So that's the only failure is just trying. And that's what I think is probably the best thing, is willingness to learn anything and everything that I could, whether I needed it or not, because you never know in the future. I may decide that I'm going to do my garden again with the shovel and the mattock, or I may be in a position to where I have to. Or I may be in a position to where I'm not even growing a garden this year because the pantry's full or whatever, but I still know how to do it. Same thing with, like chickens. I was scared to death. Built a little box out of some old crappy plywood that we had found from political signs. Built a little bitty chicken coop, threw some chickens in there, and it worked. And then we took that and we just kept on adding on, same thing with the rabbits. I got my buddy Kent gave me some rabbits, and I tried them. The first ones didn't work out very well, and I was discouraged. But I tried again, and they worked. And now we have our rabbitry. So that's probably the best thing that I've done, was willingness to learn and openness to ideas. And not giving up, man. So I don't know if that's an answer that you were looking for. I'm not going to say build the shed. That's the best thing I ever did, because it's kind of an accumulation of everything. When you step back and you look at everything that you've accomplished over the years, you can look at some of my old videos and see how different my place is 6 years ago versus it is now. That to me is the best thing. Everything is the best thing. So. Somebody asked, have you ever had a real job? I'm not quite sure what that means, man. If you're suggesting that I don't get up most days an hour or so before daylight and work all day and then go to bed an hour or so after daylight, if that's not a real job, I don't know what is. if you're asking me, have I ever worked for other people to where I depend on a weekly paycheck every week? Yes, I've done that. I did that up until the time when my wife got sick. I was once the head cook at a place that was it was a hospital for the criminally insane, but I was fired because all I served for breakfast was Cocoa Puffs, and I kept waiting for somebody to go cuckoo cuckoo. All right, bad joke. Yeah, man, I had a lot of them jobs through the year where I worked for a paycheck. Now I work for myself, doing several different things. We have our rabbitry, we have our homestead, we do make leather and fur. I started up a fishing business this year for bait, providing bait fish for tackle shops and fishermen. We just do all kinds of things, and I'm happy. I'm happier working for myself than I am working for somebody else that gives me a check every week. Our money may come in a few dollars today, a few dollars tomorrow, then maybe no money for 3 or 4 days, and then a couple $100s. It may be like that, but to me that's still more fulfilling, and I'm able to do it, and I thank God that I'm able to do it and able to get by. We don't have a lot. YouTube, by the way, is not a job for me. I don't hardly make, especially nowadays, with my lifestyle videos and me forgetting to monetize them and all kind of stuff. My J0 channel is not designed to make money. I don't make hardly anything with this channel, and that's okay. That's not why I do it. That's not. I don't depend on that income. That's not a part of my income. My regular dude fishing channel, I may at some point start monetizing all of the videos and maybe accept a sponsorship or something, because there is a lot more expense on that channel than what there is on this channel as far as gear, equipment, fuel for the boat and fuel for the truck and stuff like that. But I have taken all that into consideration with my bait business, and I try to make sure that the expenses are covered as far as fuel goes before I consider it any kind of a profit or spendable money that we're getting from that. And that will take, hopefully maybe by this time next year, it will be a position to where we're making some actual income off of it. Right now we're covering expenses, but that's okay. When you're starting up something new and you're trying something new, you got to kind of expect some setbacks, and you kind of expect it to be a lot of work and a struggle for the first period. And if by this time next year it's not working out, then I may stop doing that and try to do something else. That's kind of what I do nowadays. So I've had several regular jobs through the past, but for me, living the lifestyle that I live nowadays is more content for me than it was in the past. And I realize there's not a lot of folks that can do that. They can't just give up their day job, quote unquote, because they need, they got a lot of bills to pay, and that's understandable. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I have just been fortunate enough to be blessed, unfortunately, with my wife's illness, to where I have not really had much of a choice but to stay home and figure out how to make income from home. So, and like I said, YouTube is not, for this channel, is not a part of that. That is the reason why I don't have a Patreon and I don't accept donations, because I don't want to get myself in a position to where I start depending on that money, and then if it goes away, then I'm screwed. I don't want to depend on any of that kind of stuff, because stuff that's easily gained is easily lost, and I would rather scrimp and save and sell products on our website and sell products that we make and stuff, so on and so forth like that, to earn our living. And like I said, it's the old river income stream, where you got little creeks and streams coming in, and eventually it builds up. Several different things can lead into, we're not rich, we're not going to ever be rich, but we make it. And looks like that's about it. As far as questions goes, like I said, fella, I appreciate all you guys have viewed, and bear with me. We will be making something other than coffee chat videos in the future. It's just a point to where I don't really know what to share right now, because, you don't want to watch me cook pork chops, because I've got videos about cooking pork chops, and I've got over 950 videos, I think, something like that. And I don't want to get repetitive. I don't want to do things that are repetitive. I don't want to be making videos just to make videos, because those kind of videos, you can tell that I'm doing this just to make a video. But so I like all my videos to be organic and to be, interesting and not scripted and not, any of that kind of stuff. I just turn the camera on and we film what we're doing. We're going to hopefully be making some improvements to our rabbitry and our meat rabbit situation. We're going to be, like I said, we've got some other things that we're going to show you. A really cool piece of gear from Silverfire. I can't wait. It's so cool. And I will, of course, will be using it for something that it was not designed to use for. But we'll get into that when we get to that video. So, excuse me. All right, guys. I hope everybody's getting ready for winter, because winter is getting ready for you. And I hope everybody is having a great, great day. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of the day. God bless. The end. Crap. Okay, not the end. I forgot to mention, I have 3 of my cool, dry, regular dude fishing shirts. They're navy blue. They have the logo on the front. They are plain on the back. They are size 4XL. It's an over order on my part. So because I over ordered, instead of $30, we're selling these 3 for $25. I only have 3, and I only have the 4X that are on sale, that are on special. So I'll leave a link to these as well. These are the shirts that I fish in the summertime. They're cool and dry. That's they really work, and they give you UV protection as well. UV protection. So sorry about the other shameless plug, but I need to sell these 3 shirts. So if you have a large fella who likes to fish, Christmas is right around the corner. So thanks again, guys. Now the end. For real.
Buzz, buzz, the end.